Okay, good morning. I'd like to talk about a recent ride I did because it's a little different for me. I got new pedals, and that kind of was apparently a game changer for me. And again, I'm not claiming that I could compete with anybody who's a really good cyclist, but what it's done is it's actually made my cycling a lot better. And I thought people say that you can go faster when you have clipless pedals. Then when you don't, well, I guess, you can always check and see, right? So these are the clipless pedals I got. So they're these look X-Track. They're actually more mountain bike-ish, but for me, for somebody who's new at using clipless pedals, or I've used pedals with clips before, and then I also had these weird grooves in my shoes that allowed me to clip onto a different set of pedals I had. This was, many years ago, like 30 years ago or so. But since then, I've never used these new types of clipless pedals. So I wanted to make sure that I got something that was relatively easy to do, right? So that I could, learn from it. Let's see why. Yeah, okay, so this is the pedal, right? Oops. No thanks. How does this work? Ah, I see. All right, but anyway, so those are the pedals I got, and got the clips with them. I'm sorry, the inserts that I put on my shoes, and these are the shoes that I got here. They were the Montagna 100 mountain biking indoor cycling shoes. Not really that expensive. I don't want to spend a lot of money until I know what I want. And the reason I chose these rather than more traditional non-mountain bike shoes was because they don't have that like protrusion at the bottom. Makes it really difficult to walk. And these were okay. They're a little different. They're a little slippery because they're like plastic at the bottom rather than anything rubbery. So, and again, the goal is to keep the weight down. So they're very light, but not that easy to walk on. I wouldn't try to walk very far with them. I do like them though. They're very comfortable and they're pretty easy to maneuver in and out of the clip. So this is my bicycle now with the clipless pedals installed. You can see them right here. This bicycle is getting better and better for me all the time. My next step will be to add aero bars. That's what I really want. Add some aero bars here. If you want to see this is a look at the pedal itself. I also have this Cospo, I think it's called. Just actually remember the name of it just so that I don't mispronounce it. It's Cuspo. Um, this is like my for to measure my cadence. So it gives me the RPMs, and I have a little an app that allows me to monitor RPMs and stuff like that. And I have this device that's on the front of the bike where I can actually it's right here, little computer where I can monitor my speed. I find myself better off when I have speed when I'm monitoring the speed. I know a lot of people don't like the feedback and they say it ruins the experience, but I love it. I just want to know what I'm doing so I can actually compare myself to others. So I bought my X-Track pedals at Action Wheels in Bethlehem. Really, really good store. Nice, really nice people. I, I'm very pleased with them, and they were very they helped me out a lot, gave me good information on how to use the pedals and recommended the right ones. When I meet people who are really nice, I want to buy stuff from them. And so I enjoyed. I'd recommend if you're in this area, I'd recommend visiting them and getting your stuff there. In terms of today's ride, so this was interesting. So if we're doing an experiment of sorts, but with a single person design, we can actually do sort of it's almost like an interrupted time series. That's what we call that, where you can see where a person is prior to an intervention. You add the intervention and then look at them afterwards where so the intervention here is adding the pedals. And I did this ride before, so luckily with Strava you can view match rides. So here's the ride I did. I don't know when the state was 5, 10, 25. I said sick, but riding. Yeah, I wasn't feeling that great that day. 13.5 miles an hour, and this was without without these pedals. It was just with regular flat pedals you see today. And I can't say for sure it's because of the pedals. Like I said, I was sick that day, but I wasn't that horribly sick, but I was riding okay. So just this ride itself, there was an improvement in terms of performance, but doesn't really say much. I'd have to look at just my performance on different runs. I think I'm skiing here on different segments here. So let's see. Battery died. That was a different run. Actually, I'll talk about this one as well because it was interesting. So let's go to my last segment. All right. So let's go to this last activity here. Activity feed. It's easy. It's pretty easy to. I don't know why it's showing battery died. Huh. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. So we're looking at, let's see, trying to find today's activity. Hello there, it's me. 19 in the last week. Ba, 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 ba. Let's go to this activity. Okay, here, here, this is good enough. Here, I could look at it. Let's start here. So this is yeah, this is it. This is thank you for being patient with me. Some new pedals. I call it new pedals, and because I got the new pedals, so my average speed was 14.1 miles per hour, which is better than it was previously. I broke some of my previous marks. Actually, that made me really happy was that I was able to defeat some of my previous marks. One of them is this little ride here that what is this one called? Actually, well, let's go to the runway 23. This is at Doylestown Airport. There's this little loop that you can make, right, adjacent to the runway. And there was a plane there today. Again, not everybody does all these. So you want to do things where everybody does, so you can get a really truly gauge your performance. Sometimes when you do stuff like this where it's not a lot of people, it'll inflate one's ego, right? Oh, I'm better than I am, but then you need to put yourself, uh, evaluate yourself in relation to other people. So here I am at, this was today's run. I did 125, average 17.1 miles per hour. My prior best was, I think, here maybe 15.5. What I'm noticing with these new pedals is if I want to go fast, that's where the advantage is. If I'm just riding long, slow distance, it doesn't really seem to do much. It doesn't give you much of an advantage. But when you want to speed up, that's when it really you notice the difference. Again, that's just my view on it. So here I'm 11 out of 51. And this person's 22.4 miles an hour, pretty fast. I'm at 17.1. I did 125, so I've got a way to go if I want to break that record. But again, I don't know what these people's motivations are when they're riding. In my age group, I'm third. Shout out to this individual. She seems to be kicking some arse. It's beautiful. I love it. We've got a little way to go. And then if I look at it this year, there weren't a lot of us this year. It was only four people. It's always nice to be first, once in a while. So that was cool. I want to go back to look at some other runs again, other areas where I made some progress. I think the areas where I made a lot of progress are ones like here. This is actually, so you get a lot of people riding here. So you can see that I'm kind of low on the list. So this is where I say you got to judge yourself against people who are truly spectacular. I mean, these people are going 32.9 miles an hour, and I'm not. And it's just, I did 16.8, so I got a long way to go to catch up to them. But this is how you judge yourself in terms of your performance. But I made a lot of progress, so this is what's important for me. So if you look at my progress, 4.20 seconds versus my previous best was 4.28. So I beat it by 8 seconds. Again, I would attribute this to it's got to be the pedals. I don't know what else it could be. Yeah, so that made me happy today. It's my age group a little bit better here this year. Let's see what about this year. 100 out of 119, and in my age group, I'm 43 out of 48. So a lot of people are really fast here. 253, and what did I do? 420. Got way to go, but I feel more confident. The more I ride, the better it gets, and I get more and more confident. And I think this is so cool. So if you don't like feedback like this because you think if you want to maintain this perception that you're great at something, you're not going to help yourself. You got to have the real feedback so you can see, hey, where do I stand with people? And that's going to allow you to improve. So I can say now, okay, I got some work to do here, but I feel better than I did previously. So it's 413. We just did that one. Let's take a look at one more here. I call this one fresh. This one I made myself. Fresh bottled milk, because that's where you get fresh bottled milk. This little one here was interesting. Let's see. This is a bit of a sprintish type. I don't know if it's really a sprint, but from 702. So this one I'm okay here, just in general. 702 out of 988. That's decent, as people like to say. Yeah, this is downhill and a little bit of an uphill after that. And look at that improvement. I went 410. My prior was 436, so 26 seconds better. And here, in terms of my age group, 124 out of 169. There's a lot of people in my age group who are pretty strong, and this is something that should make you all feel happy because we're older, we can still do good things. Um, but this year, well, I also like looking at my weight group, my weight class. So this is regardless of age, so that's where I'm at. Again, there's some people who are going 32.9 miles an hour. Yikes. This year, 13 out of 24. So what's my speed? 16.4 miles per hour. So this year, oh, I need to reduce quite a bit. If I can go down below 4 minutes, I'm already going to pass quite a few people. And then this is what current year, my age group, I'm fifth out of 10 people. So that's kind of cool. It's making progress a little bit at a time. Cycling is amazing, but if you have the right equipment, you can do so much better. And that's what you need. You need the right equipment in order to be successful. And some stuff is worth buying, like pedals. And then of course, once I get my my bars, my aero bars, I think it'll help me a bit because I'm sitting more upright on this bicycle because of the way it's got its flat bar. But I've been challenging myself lately, climbing a lot of hills. Like the other day, I did this one where called Battery Died. Where I didn't go I didn't I didn't go really fast in that one, but I did log my highest climb, right? So I'm working on climbing more just to get more strength, and I can't wait to try this one with the new pedal. So I didn't. So we see I was 12.6 was slower there than now. But the really cool thing was I did get to work hill climbing. So I'm going to try this one with the pedals. So I'm excited about that. All right, so thank you very much for anybody who views me. I love you all if you are willing to view. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to hit 500. Help me subscribe, get to that. I'll make more and more videos. Thank you very much.